Way up to Angela, but I call her Yee. Way up.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Hey, Jasmine.
Good morning, Angela.
Jasmine, did you get your hair redone?
No, I didn't. Cute. Does it look weird?
No.
Looks cute? Okay. No, I think I'm gonna get it done this weekend.
Okay, well, Jasmine from the JasmineBrand.com is here.
Yes.
Back yesterday, I was with Mano.
How was that? Thank you for the my
That was good. Mano was fresh back from Dominican Republic.
He had an awful time in DR, right?
He hated it. And you were spending some time for Mother's Day with your daughter, Rain, and your mom.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we also were in Atlanta for Strength of a Woman.
Oh, we had a time, too.
Yeah, that's a great event.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already looking forward to next year, so shout out to them for that.
I am, too. Thank you for bringing me, Angela. I had a good time.
All right, we're going to have a good time on the show today. We do have Kirk Franklin and his wife, Tammy Franklin, joining us today.
Nice.
Yes, that's going to be fun.
Yes.
They have a new dating show, a new dating series where they're helping other people find love.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I kind of feel like this would be good for you. What?
Angela is going to find me a man if it takes a whole nation, okay?
But I want you to date. I don't want you to just...
I don't want a man.
Yeah, I don't want you to just have one man until you feel certain. Sometimes people make the mistake of treating somebody they're dating like it's their man.
Yeah, or sometimes men treat you like you're the girlfriend and you're not.
Although, they kind of should.
Okay.
I want to be treated special. You want to feel... It's kind of like having different clients. You want to feel like you're the only one.
No, I want to feel
special,
but I don't want you to be telling me I got to check in and...
Oh, nobody should tell you that.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that.
You should want to check in. I'm a check-in person, but it's not on demand.
Yeah. I don't mind checking in if I'm in something, but I'm not in anything, so I don't want to check
But
in.
you check in with me all the time.
This is true.
I know everything. I know everything that moves. I know I know exactly what you did yesterday. I know where you went to go eat. I know what you ate.
And I know what you ate too, because I always ask you.
Yeah, what'd you eat? Jasmine likes to post her food. She's one of those.
And it kind of annoys Angela. She'd be like, oh gosh, here we go.
Every time the food comes out, I know she's about to pull out her phone.
You're like, and she won't even touch her food because she knows I need to take a picture first.
I'm always like, all right, here you go. Move my hands out of the way. Take your little picture.
Your little picture.
All right, so let's have a fun show today. Let's start it off with you shining a light on somebody who is doing something positive, somebody who's helped you in some way, or maybe a complete stranger who you just saw and you feel like they need some acknowledgement for being amazing. 800-292-5150. Shine a light on them.
I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
Yes, it's time to shine a light on them. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine Brand is here.
Good morning, Angela. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. And today I want to shine a light on somebody who I think is amazing.
Okay.
Her name is Kashawn. Now, I first met Kashawn when she was working on Nick Cannon's daytime talk show.
Okay.
She was the PR person there, and she is Nick Cannon's personal PR person, which is very busy, by the way.
Yeah,
She's got a lot going on.
Yes, she stays very busy because he's super busy.
But she also works with TJ Adams. He plays Old Dirty Bastard in the Hulu series, the Wu-Tang Hulu series.
Oh, nice.
And so I was with her yesterday, but she's very great, very professional. If you look at her social media page, it's Kissy Springer, Kissi. She is always going somewhere. Okay, I don't understand how she does it, but she stays on a trip.
She stays at a carnival, too.
Yeah, at Carnival. She's Trini.
Yes.
But shout out to her because she just has a great spirit, great attitude. She's always on point with everything. So anytime she says she's going to make something happen, it always happens. And I like people that just have good energy and good vibes.
She is a good time
and she's a good time.
She is a fun time.
And very about her business. And I think she made like the 30 under 30 list for entertainment. She's still young and she is killing it. So shout out to you.
Yes.
Kashawn. All right. And now it's time for you guys to shine a light on them. 800-292-5150. Anybody that you want to shine a light on. It could be a person that you know personally, somebody you saw on the news, somebody that you work with, a family member, whoever it is. Hey, Akira, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay, who do you want to shine a light
on? My sister, her name's Kimana Britt. She has been missing since Friday. Nobody's heard from her. She's 5'5", 110 pounds, slim built. She has a panda tattoo on her arm. And I would just like for her to come home.
What's her name?
Or at least get in contact with somebody.
You said Kimani Britt? Kimana Britt. And where are you?
I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, but she is missing out of Pembroke, North Carolina.
Okay, and do they know, like, was she in a relationship? Do you have any idea?
She was.
Have you spoken to him?
No, we're not very cordial. We don't get along well. They didn't get along well either.
Is there some place where people can see her picture so they know what she looks like?
They can go to Facebook. They can type in Kimana Britt on Facebook, KIMANABRITT on Facebook.
Okay.
And she should pop up.
All right, I'm looking for her right now. I'm online, and I'll make sure that we spread the word, okay? And please let us know when you find her. I'll keep on checking as well, but I'm praying and I'm putting it out there. When you find her, let us know.
Yes, ma'am, I will, and I thank you so much. And I hope somebody hears something and hear me saying something and just, let her know I love her.
Okay, if you could send me like a tweet or whatever so I could repost it too, that's helpful, but I'll put it up anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's mostly on Facebook. My family's too old for Twitter. I know
Okay.
That sounds kind of weird, but they're kind of old.
I'm heavy on Facebook too, so I'm going to put it up there. Thank you.
Okay. My name on Facebook is Colin Locke. I'll be sending you a message or a post on Facebook.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, again, that is Kimana Britt, all right? And that was Shine a Light on Him, a very serious one today. And I'm praying that they find her safe and sound. And when we come back, we have Your Yeetie. Let's talk about Jamie Foxx. There's another update on where he is. And this is all after his serious health care that just happened last month. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. Yeetie next.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip, Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from thejasminebrand.com is here.
I'm back, Angela.
Yes, I write for the Jasmine brand, so I got to get these articles together. All right, now Jamie Foxx is continuing to get medical treatment after his very serious health scare last month. Mm-hmm. It's very fortunate. People were reporting that the family was preparing for the worst, but it turns out that wasn't true.
Right.
So that's good news. Now, according to reports, he is now in Chicago in a physical rehab center. They said it is the top physical medicine and rehab center in the country. We still don't know exactly what happened to Jamie Foxx or why he's there, but we do know that this facility specializes in stroke recovery, traumatic brain injury rehab, spinal cord injury rehab, and cancer rehab.
Okay. Well, that's good news. It's good news as he's in a space that's focusing on whatever happened.
Yes. So initially he was in Atlanta getting treatment, but according to sources, now he is recovering well. So that's a blessing.
I thought he was out. I thought his daughter said he had been out for weeks.
And then he's playing pickleball.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, well, whatever. Listen,
as long as he's on the mend, I think that's all we care about.
Because it's scary. He was in the hospital since April 12th.
That's a long time.
Yeah, so that is it's over a month now.
Yeah.
All right, now Stephen A. Smith is talking about what is going to happen to Ja Morant, and he's saying that he has trusted sources that are saying what the penalties and consequences will be. Here's what Stephen A. Smith is saying.
Minimum half-season suspension without pay, and if continued misbehavior exists, potential loss of his guaranteed extension.
I wonder what he's going to say, because Ja Morant at some point is going to speak on this.
Half a season sounds like a lot of games to me.
That is a lot. Okay, that's a lot.
Okay.
That is definitely like wake up call time.
Am I the only one? I don't know. Does that warrant, because you're waving a gun, does that warrant you getting suspended for half a season?
I think it's because of his history. I think it's because of the warning that he's had before.
Yeah.
With that situation. And there's been other things and incidents that have happened, and it's the NBA.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kids watching.
That's true. Yeah. He's a role model. Yeah. Okay.
And it's the NBA. They can say whatever type of behavior in your contract.
That's who he works for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I did that up here, who knows? I probably would lose my job.
Right.
All right. Now, Kid Cudi is saying that Playboi Carti won't clear a song for his new album. One of the fans on Twitter asked him about the Carti collaboration, Solo Dolo Part 4, whether or not that's going to appear on the album. And Kid Cudi said he won't clear it, which is very weak. So, yeah, it won't be on there, which is okay because the ish I have on this album effing smacks and your faces will melt.
your faces will melt.
I don't know if I want that.
Okay.
But apparently, yeah, he's excited about his new album, but that one, I guess, will not be there.
Okay.
All right, Martha Stewart is making history. She is the oldest Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue cover model. So if you guys have seen this cover, she's 81 years old.
Okay.
And she was on Instagram talking about the cover. She said that she is thrilled to be on the cover. She said, my motto has always been, when you're through changing, you're through. So I thought, why not be up for this opportunity of a lifetime? She does have on a swimsuit, by the way.
Yep.
I hope this cover inspires you to challenge yourself to try new things, no matter what stage of life you're in. Changing, evolving, and being fearless. Those are all very good things. Here's what else she had to say.
And to be on the cover at my age was a challenge. I didn't starve myself, but I didn't eat any bread or pasta for a couple of months. I went to Pilates every other day. And it is, for me, a testament to good living. And I think that all of us should think about good living, successful living, and not about aging.
That's good.
The whole aging thing is so boring.
All right, you can watch that full interview on the Today Show. That's where she did that.
No bread for a few months sounds agonizing.
I had pasta last night.
I did too.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind doing Pilates
every other day. Yeah, we've been talking about it, Angela. Let's get on it.
Watch it on Netflix. All right, well, that is your Yeetie, and when we come back, we have About Last Night. This is what we did last night, which we'll discuss. You just flew in this morning, so I know you were in D.C.
Okay.
So way up with Angela Yee.
Last night.
So, about last night.
Last night.
Here's how it went down.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Yes.
And we're doing About Last Night. This is what we did last night that we feel like warrants a conversation.
Okay.
So yesterday, we have to go to this gala today.
Yes, we are.
And I'm actually hosting the after party for it. Shout out to the Ms. Foundation.
This is gonna be fun, Angela.
Meghan Markle's going to be there.
I've never seen her in person. Yeah.
Right.
Have you seen her in person?
No,
Angela?
I have not.
Okay, great.
But it is a great organization. Gloria Steinem's going to be there. This is, if you guys, some of you may remember this, is magazine Ms. So
okay,
it's based off of that, but it's a women's organization. And I have to wear a gown. I don't know that I've ever worn a gown in my life.
Beautiful gown. No.
Not a gown, I've worn a dress.
Yeah, gown. So how do we define gown? It's long and it's long.
It's long.
Okay, and
usually
flowy.
Gowns are long and flowy.
Okay.
And so I was looking for something to wear, but I still want to be comfortable and be myself. Because I'm not the dress up type of person. I'm working on it. I'm trying.
You wear heels and stuff, so I feel like that makes you kind of a dress up kind of person. You be wearing them heels, girl.
Yeah. But not anymore, not since the pandemic. It's been hard. But anyway, so I finally did find something. But now, speaking of shoes, I really want to be special and wear like some combat boots with it, but I can't.
You said you want to be special?
And comfortable.
Comfortable is what you want to be.
That's another word is what I was really trying to say.
Okay.
And so you were telling me I could do that, but I kind of feel like I can't.
Okay, and why do you feel like you cannot wear combat boots? Because I will say this dress that you're describing is long, so you really won't see the full shoe like that.
Okay, so let me explain the dress to y'all, and I'm going to post it later, obviously, when I put it on. So, it's two pieces, right? So, the top part is really like a bodysuit. It's like a romper.
Okay.
And then the other piece is like a long skirt that ties around the romper in the front.
All
so
right.
it's still very comfortable.
It sounds stylish,
But
too.
I'm also thinking about how am I going to go to the bathroom, because then I think I have to untie it.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's a whole situation.
It's a situation.
And if we're drinking a little bit.
Right. So, we'll see what happens. I don't know if I should. I think it may ruin it if I wear those boots, because then it'll make it not look gownish. But then I feel like people are doing all kinds of things now when it comes to.
I think you can live a little and do something a little different. But what if you bring the boots?
I like when guys wear suits with sneakers.
I think it's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's super cute.
And not have to, but I don't know if that's always appropriate.
But
for something like this.
Can you wear, because you're also like hosting the after party too, right? Mm-hmm. Can you, for the beginning, can you wear the shoe that is appropriate, and then can you live a little bit for the after party and change into another shoe?
But then I'm going to have to carry that all night.
We can find somewhere where to put to
stash it.
Yeah, to stash it.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. But anyway, the point is, shout out to the Ms. Foundation. They actually aim to build women's collective power in the United States to advance equity and justice for all. So that's what their mission is. It's a charitable foundation. And so,
okay.
Yeah, that's what they do.
I'm with it.
I'm with it too.
I'll be there. I'm gonna wear some. I'm wearing some comfortable shoes out of your closet for sure.
We know you are. All right, and I'm never gonna be one of those women that takes their shoes off.
Right
outside. You know how you see people walking barefoot? Never in life.
I say I'm gonna be that woman, and I hope I'm not. But if I am, I am.
I'm just going to be in pain. Someone's going to have to carry me on their back. And shout out to Flat Out Hills, Dawn Dixon. She actually started a company, and they're like these little shoes that roll up. Yeah, so that's another option, to bring some little roll-up shoes
of those
with you. All right, well, we do have Gurus of the Gram when we come back. And this is because there's so many online gurus talking to us about a variety of different things. Sometimes we're like, oh, what are they talking about? Sometimes I agree. And today's Guru of the Gram comes courtesy of Oprah Winfrey. Here's what she had to say.
You can love someone and still choose to say goodbye to them. You can miss a person every day and still be glad that they're no longer in your life. I think that for a lot of people that's a contradiction, that if you love, then you're supposed to put up with it no matter what. I think there's such power and wisdom in that.
Ooh, so what do you think about that? 800-292-5150. We're talking about today's Guru of the Gram, Oprah. Have you ever had to love somebody but yet still leave them? Because it does feel like a contradiction. I love you for better or for worse. I'm always in your corner. But sometimes the people that you love the most are the ones that you end up hurting the most, right? So have you been in a situation where you love somebody so much, but it was in your best interest for yourself to have to walk away? Because that's never an easy thing.
Right.
It could be like an amazing person, but for some reason, it's not going to happen, but I still love you. 800-292-5150. Call us up. It is Gurus of the Gram on Way Up with Angela Yee.
They talk that talk, but is it cap or nah? They are Gurus of the Gram.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Good morning.
And it's time for Gurus of the Gram. We thought of this one day because we love looking at what people have to say on social media, who are, quote, self-proclaimed gurus.
Yes.
And sometimes we do agree.
Yeah, sometimes we agree.
Sometimes people have really valid points, and sometimes it's ridiculous. Well, this one today I think is very valid. Here is what Oprah had to say.
You can love someone and still choose to say goodbye to them. You can miss a person every day and still be glad that they're no longer in your life. I think that for a lot of people that's a contradiction, that if you love, then you're supposed to put up with it no matter what. I think there's such power and wisdom in that.
All right. Well, that is, sorry, my laptop's about to die. Well, that is very true.
Right.
Right. And listen, I feel like, have you been in that situation, Jasmine?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I used to think, and I talked to my therapist about this, I used to think that if I really cared about somebody and I wanted to leave them and it was too hard to do that, maybe I should be with them still. And my therapist is like, no. There are things in life that are going to be hard for you to do, and you just have to face them and you know, handle
it. Actually makes it harder to leave somebody when it's not bad and you do love them.
Yes. If they do something awful, it's easier.
Right.
Right.
When you're like, okay, I just can't deal with this anymore. But when you're like, man, you know, I still love them, but even though it's not working, maybe I should give it another try. Maybe I should keep going. Yeah. And that's definitely happened to me. And it's good when you can be on good terms, but sometimes you got to just cut it off.
Yeah, and it's not easy. That's what sucks,
right? Because it's kind of like wasting everybody's time. If you know it's not working, you know it's not going anywhere, but I still love you. Sometimes you could love somebody and then all of a sudden you love them like your brother.
Yeah.
We're just cool, or you're just roommates.
Just roommates now.
And this is not going anywhere. And the best thing to do is to keep it moving. Or you could love somebody and they don't treat you right.
Yep.
All right, well, let's see what you guys think. 800-292-5150. Hey, Tammy, how are you?
I'm doing good. I just so I can quickly get through it. I'm presently going through that right now. And just because I know that I have to do it doesn't make it easy.
Right.
It's very difficult.
Ooh, so what happened?
Levels of toxicity, and a great person, but toxicity started outweighing all the good, you know?
Right.
It became a decision that just had to be done, but it's just, with all the greatness, I just...
You okay?
It's hard, because I'm actually going through it, like, now. I'm in the thick of it.
I'm sorry, honey. But you know what? You know what you have to do for yourself. And sometimes you got to put yourself above everything else because you matter. And if you're not right, then nothing in your life is going to line up the way you need it to.
Right.
Exactly. So I was like, it's a lot, but, I'm trying to treat myself much nicer, so I'm trying, but I know I have to go through the motions. I know that I have to, but it is very difficult. And I was like, even though I want it, it's not easy.
Well, maybe us talking about it. Maybe us talking about it today is a sign that you're in the right direction. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah, and I'm trying. I have to get that out because I'm a type of person that kind of have that stoic face or that gang face all the time. So I know that's part of it.
Yeah, and some of the best things we could do for ourselves are not the easiest.
At all.
We appreciate you so much. I know it wasn't easy to even have to speak on it, but...
And you're not the only one going through that right now.
I can't wait till you look back and be like, woo, made it through.
I know, and that's what I want. I want to get through it so bad. I'm like, oh, I hate this, this feeling, but...
You got this.
Yeah, I'm just like, the sun is shining.
All right, well,
and that's how I look at it. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
You too. Hey, Tiffany, how are you?
Hi, Angela. How are you?
I'm doing well. We're talking about gurus of the gram. Have you ever loved somebody, but you had to let them go?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, we here for the details, girl.
Tell us.
I was in a very long relationship. At this point, it probably was like 16 years. We had a blended family, children that we had together, and had from previous relationships. And as much as I was very much in love with this man, it was imperative that I step away from the relationship for myself and my own mental health, but also to make a better example for our children on what healthy relationships look like and what sometimes you have to make hard decisions that may be hard for you, but it could be a benefit. I mean, obviously at this point, it's been 5 years since that happened, and he and I are in a way better space now. It gave us both the opportunity to grow separately and even come back together, and try to work on if we could do that thing again. But sometimes it's necessary. It's hard, but it be necessary,
You know what? You're going to give so many people hope right now that are going through what you went through to see where you are 5 years later in a way better space.
Right.
Yeah, it was definitely hard, but, the love is still there. The attraction, everything is still there, but it's even better now. We have even a better communication. And it looks better for our children. They're happier seeing us in the space we are now opposed to where we were before. You know?
I love that.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing with us. She sounds like she got it together.
You got it together, mama.
Y'all have a good rest of y'all day.
Thank you. You too. Hey, Russ, how are you?
I'm good, Angela. How are you doing?
Good. We're talking about this gurus of the gram, being in love or loving someone, but then having to leave them. What's your experience?
I didn't leave somebody I loved. It was the other way around. I got left. The mother of my son, we were like high school sweethearts. We were together for a while. But due to a lot of little boy decisions I made, she had to leave me. But we found ourselves still trying to get back with each other throughout the years until finally, I guess she stopped trying.
Wow. How does it? Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good now. I had to do a lot of growing up, which I've done, and I've been single for the last, I think, a little over a year.
Okay, but you understand why she had to leave you alone?
Yes, now I do. Before I didn't.
Sometimes it takes something drastic like that for somebody to finally realize.
Because she might have, if she didn't leave, he might have continued to do what he was doing or do what you were doing.
Yeah, there's a chance, but I think that I would have ironed out my flaws.
We will never know.
Yeah, I guess so. But if she's listening, I'm all grown up now.
Hey, okay, Russ.
I know that's right. I ain't grown, Russ.
All right, well, thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you for growing up.
Yeah, we appreciate it. She does too.
Thank you.
All right, well, that was Gurus of the Gram. And remember, if you couldn't get through, you can always leave a message. 800-292-5150. We'll play it back during Last Word. And let's talk about Rick Ross. He's on Drink Champs, and we'll tell you some of the things that he had to say, including paying for Meek Mill's house. All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Come and get the tea.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the JasmineBrand.com is here.
Yes. I'm my own brand.
Yes. And this is right on brand for you, too, by the way.
Okay.
All right, so let's get into this Yee tea. First up, let's talk about Shy Glizzy. Now, Shy Glizzy got arrested over the weekend. Cops say he pulled a gun on his girlfriend and threatened to harm her. They say it was a verbal altercation with his on-again, off-again girlfriend. Police say that escalated to the point where he grabbed the firearm and made a threat. All right, he was booked on a felony charge of making criminal threats. Records show he was released after about 4 hours behind bars on a $50,000 bond. Now, he went on social media and his story, and he said, the accusations made against me are completely false. I would never in my life pull a weapon out or harm a female in any way. So stop with the BS allegation. What is wrong with people?
By people, he must mean his on-again, off-again girlfriend, right? What's wrong with people?
Yeah, or maybe he means people reporting this, but this is...
Well, I mean, we didn't...
Allegations.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Now, his girlfriend also has filed documents asking for a restraining order against him as well.
Okay.
All right. Now, Rick Ross was on Drink Champs, and one thing that he talked about was buying Meek Mill's house. If you guys recall, Meek Mill was feeling like his house wasn't moving fast enough on the market, so he went ahead and posted it himself on social media, at which point Rick Ross purchased the home. Here's what he said on Drink Champs.
You made headlines for buying Meek Mill's house? Cash is said?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's basically paid in full right then.
So
Boom.
he was selling his house?
Right. It was something that Meek had posted online. It was moving slow, and I was just...
So just on some home, he was like, let me get that off the market for you?
For no reason.
For no reason. Who gets a commission since Meek technically promoted it himself? He technically sold it himself.
Well, as a person who is getting their real estate license, it depends on what type of agency deal he signed.
Okay.
So if he signed a deal where he's still able to, if he's able to sell the house, then if that's that type of deal, then nobody would get a commission. He would just keep that. But if he signed an exclusive deal, then that means that no matter who sells the house, the agency would still get a commission. So it just depends on what type of deal he had with the agency.
Because I feel like Meek Mill deserves the commission on this one.
Yeah. But again, that's why a lot of times agents will push for that exclusivity. But, that way they, no matter who sells it, they still make money. But, sometimes if you know better and you ask those questions, then they'll let you know there's another type of agency deal that you can sign where you can still not pay commission if you sell it yourself.
Okay.
All right. Now, in other Rick Ross news, according to Swizzy, he's saying that Rick Ross is ready to do another versus battle. Here's what he said.
Rick Ross said he wanted T.I. Battle of the South, Crown of the South, King of the South. T.I., talk to me.
All right.
Who do you have, Rick Ross versus T.I.?
You know what? I think that'll be a really good battle because that is one that's definitely going to depend on what songs.
Yeah.
Because they also both have great features too.
They got a lot of features.
Yeah, they should do a features battle.
Yeah.
Where it's just the features that they're on.
Because T.I. hasn't done a versus yet, right?
Did T.I. do a versus?
No.
Rick Ross did.
Okay.
Yeah, Rick Ross. Who did he battle? 2 Chainz? Yeah, he battled 2 Chainz.
Okay.
All right, now, former President Barack Obama was on CBS Mornings with Nate Burleson, and he was talking about his relationship with Michelle Obama. If you guys recall, Michelle Obama had previously said there was a period of time where she did not even like her husband.
People think I'm being catty by saying this. It's like there were 10 years when I couldn't stand my husband. And guess when it happened? When those kids were little.
I'm sure that was a difficult time. Well, Barack Obama talked about how he was able to get through that. Here's what he said.
It sure helps to be out of the White House and to have a little more time with her. When our girls were growing up, that was priority number 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Of course.
So I did not fully appreciate, as engaged of a father as I was, the degree of stress and tension for her, knowing that not just me and Michelle were under scrutiny and in this strange environment. We were raising our daughters in a kind of situation that just wasn't normal. Now that they're doing good, she is a little more forgiving of all my flaws.
Okay. Yeah, and imagine how difficult that was for him because he definitely was under a lot of more than probably any president ever.
A lot of pressure. I'm not going to lie. 10 years it sounds like a long time to be pissed at your husband.
But he was president for 8 years, right? So
yeah.
I'm sure a lot of that time was during then. And he probably was like, look, I'm trying to run this country.
Yeah. I love that
and you also got to think, as selfish as that is, like your wife was going through a lot at home and dealing with the kids and she probably also didn't want to tell you about everything.
Right, yeah.
To stress you out even more. All right, well, that is your Yeetie, and we have Under the Radar when we come back. These are the stories that are not front page news stories, but they're flying under the radar, and you need to know about them. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
News. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
I'm here, Angela.
Oh, we having a time up here.
We are. And
these are under the radar stories that we feel like people need to be talking about. Now, this one is really shocking today. And this one is about Rudy Giuliani. He was a attorney for Donald Trump.
Yep.
But he was also, was he our former mayor?
He was a mayor.
Yeah, he was the mayor of New York. That was a long time ago. Giuliani won my mind, soul, and my body. All right. Well, Giuliani has been hit with a lawsuit from a former staffer, ex-staffer Noelle Dunphy. She says, and according to her allegations, that he raped and abused her. She said that he demanded that she give him oral sex as he took speakerphone calls from Donald Trump at the time. And she also alleges that he discussed selling presidential pardons for $2 million
a pop
and splitting that money with Donald Trump. Whew. All right, so she gives a very, very explicit, detailed story about what happened to her and her allegations in a 70-page lawsuit that was filed yesterday. She alleges that Giuliani told her that he enjoyed engaging in this conduct while on the phone because it made him feel like Bill Clinton, as he would have her,
oh my goodness,
allegedly perform oral sex. Now she is seeking $10 million in unpaid wages and damages. The reason that she said that she was actually vulnerable to this is because she was a domestic violence victim when he hired her as director of business development for the Giuliani companies in January of 2019. She had that job for 2 years, and she alleges that he promised to pay her $1 million, and eventually, he only ever paid her $12,000.
Oh my goodness.
She says that he claimed he needed to defer her salary during his divorce from his then wife, Judith Giuliani. He claimed that his crazy ex-wife and her lawyers were watching his cash flow and that his ex-wife would attack and retaliate against any female employee that he hired. So after all of that, where she alleges she was promised a $1 million salary and free legal representation that he agreed to give to her, she didn't get any of those things.
That's awful.
Yeah, but she said he also often demanded that she work naked in a bikini or in short shorts with an American flag on them.
It's the American flag that's sending me over the top.
That he bought for her, and when they were apart, she would work remotely via video conference, and during those conferences, he would always ask her to remove her clothes on camera, and he would call from his bed where he would be visibly touching himself under a white sheet.
Okay, I can't. Angela, I cannot. I can't take any more.
Yeah, so... And at one point, he even told her, "I think of you as my daughter. Is that weird?"
Oh my gosh!
Allegedly,
okay. I'm disturbed at her salary is supposed to be $1 million and she got $12,000.
I'm disturbed at all of these things, taking advantage of somebody who
for sure.
is in a vulnerable state, and then making these promises, and then having her do these things allegedly.
Yeah.
We have to keep on saying.
Yeah.
All right. She's accusing him of sexual assault, battery, gender discrimination, and harassment, fostering a hostile work environment, retaliation, breach of contract, and violations of state labor laws.
And she's suing for $10 million?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So there you go. And that is your Under the Radar. I guess that's really all we had time for. Now we do have
so much going on with that
the
one.
Way Up mix coming at the top of the hour. Plus, we need some religion. Kirk Franklin and Tammy Franklin are going to be joining us today talking about their new dating series, The One. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Way Up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way Up.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. It's Yee Tea time with Jasmine from thejasminebrand.com.
Yes.
And let's get ready for some new Summer Walker music. She has dropped her track list. She has an EP that's coming out this Friday. Claire 2 Soft Life EP. It's a 9-song project.
Okay.
And everybody, I saw she was trending yesterday once this news was announced. So, yeah.
I like the title.
Soft Life.
Soft Life.
All right, so some of the songs on there: "To Summer" from Cole, "Hard Life," "How Does It Feel," "Mind Your Mouth," "Pull Up," New Type, and that features Childish Gambino, Finding Peace, Set Up, and then Agayu's Revelation, that's produced by Solange, Steve Lacy, and John Kirby.
So I'm kind of interested in this Solange
and
collaboration.
Steve Lacy and John Kirby.
And Childish Gambino.
Yeah, so can't wait to hear it.
Soft Life.
And I always like a Summer Walker project, so yes. All right, and also other new projects announced. Post Malone has announced his 5th album, Austin, and he announced that yesterday. Oh no, today actually. He was trending. That's why I was like, whenever I see somebody's trending, I'm like, all right, what's happening?
Right.
And so that's going to be coming out on July 28th, and the single Morning is due out this Friday. So this Friday's already going to be a big Friday.
Morning, okay.
And then he also revealed the dates for his upcoming If Y'all Weren't Here, I'd Be Crying North American tour that's kicking off on July.
What a name of a tour. If y'all weren't here, I'd be crying.
Yes.
That's funny. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
All right. Also, Travis Scott has announced that Utopia is on the way, and he did play the album for the Houston Astros.
Okay.
And so he is currently in the mastering stage, is what it seems like, of that album, Utopia. He's been teasing the arrival of this album for about 3 years.
Oh, wow.
That goes back to when he changed his Instagram bio from Astroworld to Utopia and tweeted out, going to go cook up and build these walls for Utopia. See you guys soon. All right. In other news, Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers has spent a full year on the Billboard 200 chart. So congratulations to him. That is yet another impressive accolade.
That's major.
Been on there for 1 whole year.
Wow.
That is amazing. Kendrick Lamar is no joke. And he don't even really have to do like
much.
A whole lot of press or nothing.
Right. He just really be minding his musical business.
Now, according to his longtime producer, Soundwave, he's already working on his 6th studio album.
Wow.
They started making new music right after Mr. Morale dropped. He told that to Complex. And they said it's common for Kendrick to never stop working.
Okay.
We don't even be knowing what's going on in Kendrick's life until we see an album cover with 2 kids on it.
Right,
and
exactly.
And a wife. Like,
yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. He stay out the way.
All right, now Timbaland was on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp, and he was on yesterday, and he talked about how Jay-Z and Drake actually helped him out a lot during his darkest moment.
I didn't even know it in social media. Stuff I was saying was just all
Yeah, we reported that Hov told you, said, man, don't do no more interviews.
Yep. You know, even Drake told me. That's why I said, that's when I look at people like those guys are like special to the world. Like, you know, Drake, I think I did something, talk crazy on one revolt, and Drake like, yo, man, you don't want to do that and have to go back and apologize later. Like, you want to check it. Like, I commend people like that for correcting me and on my behavior. Chris Brown correcting me on my behavior. So I commend people because that's what we need.
Okay.
Yes, and this is when he was going through his addiction to pills. And so, yeah, don't do no interviews. Just relax, fall back, get through what you need to get through. Sometimes being in the public eye is the worst thing for you.
Right.
At a time like that.
People be pouring their heart out on this Club Shay Shay.
Yeah, they do. All right, and Janet Jackson is celebrating 50 years, okay? And she's been on this tour. And when I tell you everybody's been going to this tour, I mean, the show, everything wraps up in June, actually, in Seattle. And so after her sold-out show in New York City, you know she don't do a whole lot of interviews.
Right, she does not.
You know I'm a huge Janet Jackson fan. But she was talking about a lot of different things, including being a mom. Here's what she said.
You now have a 6-year-old. How is that? Because that 6-year-old is a personality, a full-on person.
He's great. I wish I had 2 more babies.
You're like, I could have more and more and more.
Yeah, I wish I had 2 more babies. I love it. I'm just thankful God gave me Issa.
Oh, there you go.
And today's her birthday, right, Angela?
Yep. Love Janet Jackson. And speaking of kids, she could call up Nick Cannon then, because Nick Cannon actually was on his show, The Daily Cannon, and he said that he mixed up Mother's Day cards for his children's mothers. Here's what he said.
I tried my best, and I was doing handwritten messages from the heart.
I love that.
Yeah. So then as I'm writing a handwritten message, I get the cards mixed up.
I know it. I know he was going to say that.
And then so when one baby mama reads the card about how I feel about the other baby.
Wow.
See, if I would have just got some generic that everybody else got, that wouldn't happen.
It's crazy that one of the co-hosts is one of the mothers for his kids, too. It's the mother of his twins, Zion and Zillion, and his 6-month-old beautiful, Abby De La Rosa.
Yeah.
She was like, ooh, wow. No.
I wanted to see her face.
All right. Well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, I want to talk about something. And Bill Gates, right? You know, he dropped out of college, but he was giving a commencement speech to the engineering graduates of Northern Arizona University. And I want to talk about something that he said, because, you know, with the time period of you'll sleep when you die and all of that, we got to hear what Bill Gates has to say about working and making sure that you take some time.
Okay.
All right? It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the Mac. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Yes.
You can feel my pain over here. I'm trying to find the right song to put with my Instagram picture.
Oh, that's what you were doing?
Yeah, shout out to Radio Inc. I'm actually on the cover.
Yay.
For Radio Inc. This month's issue for the most influential women in radio.
Oh, yeah.
Cover is so exciting. There's a Q&A.
What song are you going to put to that?
Well, I'm putting Victoria Monet, Moment.
Okay, I don't know how that goes. I guess I'll wait.
You're about to hear in a second.
Okay.
But one thing I wanted to talk about right now is Bill Gates, right? And Bill Gates talks about, I guess, regrets that he has, because sometimes we're working really hard in our careers. And this is something that I've had to learn from other women in the business too. Sharon, she's in Detroit.
Okay.
And she used to be on JLB. She's still part of the iHeart family. But she was telling me, she was like, Angela, take some time and do things with your family, do things for yourself. Even Thea up here, who works with us, she always tells me, take your vacation days, because I remember and by the way, I haven't taken any vacation days since we started this new show.
Okay.
Just working really hard, and sometimes you miss certain things. My cousin's getting married this weekend. I had to make sure that I make time for that. And here's what he had to say about people being concerned about not missing days and slacking off. Here's what he said.
You are not a slacker if you cut yourself some slack. When I was your age, I didn't believe in vacations. I didn't even believe in weekends. I pushed everyone around me to work very long hours. Don't wait as long as I did to learn this lesson. Take time to nurture your relationships, to celebrate successes, and to recover from losses. Take a break when you need to. Take it easy on the people around you when they need it too.
That's great advice.
Yes. He said when he was 22, he thought he'd be working at Microsoft forever. And he said in the early days, his office overlooked the parking lot. He would keep track of who was leaving early.
Oh, my gosh.
Who was staying late. And I remember my first job after college, I would be the first one in the office and the last one to leave all the time.
Do you regret that, or do you appreciate the fact that you did all that?
I think that I was young, and so I feel like when you're younger, you can do that, because I didn't need as much sleep, and I wasn't as concerned about like my health, and I didn't even have money to take vacations back then. Anyway.
Like, first of all.
Yeah. But I do feel like doing those things really did help me early on in getting ahead. But I also realized today is different. Like today, I feel like the younger generation realizes how much they need a break. They need to take some time to do certain things. You know, as I got a little older, I would make sure that I would maybe put aside a day for, okay, I need to make sure I have a spa day or something to do to take care of myself. And then at a certain point, I'm like, I used to never take vacation days. I used to be like, I want to make sure I don't take vacation. I would just miss them. They didn't roll over.
Right.
And then I realized, take all your vacation days.
You don't get them back. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
When I first started the site, I used to work myself.
The Jasmine brand.
Yes, the Jasmine brand. I remember I used to tweet, you sleep, I blog. I literally would not. No, I'm serious. It was sickening. But I really feel like that's how I kind of got ahead too.
Right.
Because I would outwork people. Like I would outwork competition. And so it worked for me. But now, fast forward, I like my naps. I like my sleep. Angela will tell you I will go to bed.
Yes, you will.
So
I know if I leave Jasmine and don't say nothing for 20 minutes,
I'm out of here.
Yeah, we're not going. She goes to me, should I take my lashes off or are we going out?
That's the question. Because once I take these lashes
and
off,
when some lashes come off,
baby, it's nap time.
But yeah, so that's just valuable advice. And I think also as you become more successful, it's about delegating too and prioritizing. Because sometimes you do have to go really hard. If you're an entrepreneur and you have your own business, yeah, you are going to sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know, but at a certain point when things start going bad,
life is to be enjoyed and to spend it with people you care about.
All right, well, good. And listen, sometimes work is fun. And so you don't mind. I mean, we travel, we go places.
We have a good time.
It is work, but it also is like, okay, that was fun. And so I think the next guest that we have, I think they have fun working. Kirk and Tammy Franklin. Kirk Franklin and Tammy Franklin. They're married, but now they have a show together. And I could tell that they really enjoy each other's company. And so
they like each other.
Yeah, they do. You could love each other, but do you like each other?
Right.
Kirk Franklin and Tammy Franklin are going to be coming up. We're going to be talking to them about their new dating show, The One. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Now I'm back at it. You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and I'm here with my girl Jasmine from the Jasmine brand.
Yes, I'm here.
It's nice to be at work and enjoy it.
Yes, it is. It's got a, yeah, it is nice.
It's got a, what?
I was going to say, it's not fun when you're at a place at work and you really cannot, you dread it. Because I know every job has its, you know, sometimes you don't really appreciate it, but it's got to suck when you really can't stand your job, you know?
Right. And I've been there before.
I have too.
I remember I had a job that when I was younger, I used to every morning be like, should I call out today? I would wake up every single day and say that. That's when you know it's time to go.
Yeah. And you know, it's there. You should know when it's time to go, and you should do something about it besides just complaining. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, that's a long time. I was saying the other day, I haven't really needed a resume since I first graduated from college.
Now, I definitely had some jobs right after college, and I definitely had some resumes.
A lot of it is really people being like, oh, you'll be great for this. And then me just not even having to really.
So you had referrals.
Yeah, a lot of referrals.
Yeah.
But I also worked hard. And so I think a lot of times when you're working somewhere, if you don't like it, people are watching. So you never know what other opportunity can come from that.
Yeah.
Even when I was an intern, I used to work so hard and then people would be watching and then they'll be like, hey, we saw what you did here. We would love to have you in this position. So
people are always watching.
And on that note, thank you to Radio Inc. They actually put me on the cover.
Wow.
For their 2023 Most Influential Women in Radio issue.
That's amazing.
I know, I'm so excited.
You're a cover girl.
Yeah, I made it to the cover of a magazine.
How can we check it out?
Well, I'm about to post it on I actually put it in my story with the link.
Okay.
So you can see it. I think you could order the magazine. I love that Keys, my makeup artist, immediately went and ordered the magazine.
I love that. Angela, that's a really big deal.
She also did the makeup, so it's
Keys is amazing. But Angela, that's a really
and Destiny did my hair.
That's a really big deal, Angela.
But we wouldn't be here without this whole team of people in this room. You, Jasmine.
Thank you.
You've been grinding it out with me.
Thank you.
Dan, who comes in here stressed out every day. He wants applause. He wants applause.
Nick, can he get applause? Okay, there we go.
And Nick also, who is stressed out every day. But it's a lot of work.
You have a small but mighty team,
Yeah,
Angela.
and you don't want to make mistakes either.
No.
You know, it's inevitable, but you don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And of course, to Thea, to Julie Talbot, to Jennifer Limegruber, to my agent, Heather Cohen, just really appreciative of everybody. I know I forgot some people.
I'm sure you did, but you're on the cover.
Bob Pittman.
This is a big deal.
Yes, indeed. All right. Well, you guys, Kirk Franklin and Tammy Franklin are going to be joining us when we come back. I actually did Kirk Franklin's podcast, too, a little while ago, so that was a good experience, too.
Okay.
But we're going to talk to them about their new show, The One, that they have together, and I'm sure that doesn't feel much like work to them. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
You tapped in and Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Jasmine from the JasmineBrand.com is here.
Yes.
And Kirk Franklin and his better half, Tammy Franklin, is here. Hey, y'all.
You see how your voice went up when you said that?
How does it feel, Kirk, to be the only guy?
Well, you know, I'm a fan of women, so you know, I love the conversation and just the energy of what women bring to the table. So I'm extremely happy. Remember, I was raised by a woman.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, I'm just a super fan, but I'm glad that you got a finally chance to meet Tammy.
I know. I feel like we've never had a chance to meet in person.
You're gorgeous. So are you, Jasmine.
So are you.
Thank you.
And I'm just excited that you guys have this show called The One that's about to start. Jasmine and I actually watched the first episode, so we got a little sneak preview.
What'd you think?
I like it.
Yeah. She's actually...
I'm actually what?
Nothing.
What? Looking for a man?
Yeah.
Oh.
Season 2?
I was saying.
I was like, what?
Maybe I shouldn't.
Like, if it's a season 2, you gonna come on?
No, she ain't coming on.
No, but
I'm kidding.
I'll act like I am.
But so tell us, because it's a little different than other dating shows that we've seen, right? Because at first I was like, are the two people, the Bachelor and the Bachelorette, are they going to go on a date with each other? But it doesn't happen that way. So,
or at least not yet.
You have to wait and see.
Yeah,
because kind of wait and see.
yeah.
But you're right. Like, we do have a Bachelor and a Bachelorette, which makes it a lot different. We have a cast of African Americans, which also makes it different. And then you have our Bachelor and Bachelorette who are more accomplished and seasoned in their lives. You know, Ashley, our Bachelorette, is 37 years old. She's a chemist.
She's so pretty, too.
Isn't she pretty? And then Brent, we got Salt and Pepper Bay, and he's, you know, a realtor. And so they're a little further along in their lives compared to other dating shows. So it gives, you know, a different thing. These people have lived life. Some may have kids, you know, so it's different.
But I mean, you've hooked a lot of people up.
Yes, I have, and I'm good at it.
He loves it.
And I'm
Outside
good
of the
at
show, you've hooked a lot of people up?
That's how we even.
Yeah,
that's
well, I say we, but
me.
he.
That's like, give me mine.
Let me go and give you your little glory. He's had 3 successful marriages and getting ready to have a 4th.
See,
he's a pro.
And he did the hookup.
He did.
We were talking about this on the show just recently, though, is the rate of divorce too. We were talking about certain people, you know, different celebrity divorces that are currently happening, and then we did a deep dive. About 50% of marriages ending in divorce.
70.
Oh, and they said, and then
Some
second
70.
marriages, they said, last even shorter. Like there's a higher percentage.
Yeah.
When people get married a second time, there's more of a chance that they'll get divorced also.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about that. And
I think a lot of it was also the pandemic. I think that we kind of downplay, or because we were so quick to get back to normal, I think that we have really forgotten the psychological trauma that our species went through being isolated.
Right.
And then also people were locked in with each other in ways they've not been locked in each other before.
Escape each other.
And so there was a level of tension that was happening, but because you had to coexist in ways that you never did before, and it was a lot of pressure on couples.
And was it
pressure
for you guys? How
No.
We did.
It was.
Yeah,
it
we had
wasn't.
2 virtual counseling sessions
Yeah.
during COVID, just because we were responding differently. Kirk is extroverted.
Extremely.
And I'm a rule follower. Whatever Dr. Fauci and them was saying, I was like, oh, okay. And he being extrovert, you know, the mask, at first he was kind of getting with it, you know, because we all, you know, I would say the first 3 months, because we all were shut down, it was so new, you know, he was compliant. But then it was like, you know, and I'm like,
because he's used to being outside on the road,
yes,
not being
and
in the
we
house,
didn't know what
talking
this
to people.
was.
And my world shut down. And it was tension between Tammy and I. It was a lot of tension. And to be honest with you, it has spiraled in different ways in my life. That has also affected her life as well.
Like what? Give us some examples.
Well, first of all, we were supposed to be empty nesting, and the kids got stuck at home.
Let's start there.
But what it was for me, though, it spoke into my trauma of being adopted.
Okay.
It's because I was adopted by an older woman, and I was 4, she was 64, and I had no siblings. Well, I had a half sister I would see maybe once a year, and I had no cousins, no relatives, and I lived in a neighborhood full of elderly people.
Right.
So I lived by myself, and it was very traumatic living by yourself. Like, I didn't go to parties, I didn't go because she wasn't taking me anywhere. And so I lived by myself, and then because I didn't have family, I got married to Tammy. I had a son, she had a daughter, which I really married Tammy for a daughter. Adopted her daughter. No, seriously, she's a 5-year-old little girl. I was like, okay, Tammy's a bonus. I want that. I want to be her dad, to the point I chased down her daddy and made him sign the paper. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's so crazy.
Oh no, man! That little girl is my best friend, and so we get married with kids. Less than a few years later, we have 2 more kids. So I now have family that I never had, and it filled my space. So now that the kids are gone, I now have space that reminds me of the emptiness that I had when I was a little boy.
How did the online counseling sessions help you guys? What type of strategies?
I mean, if anything, I think for me personally, it helped me to look at it, which I think therapy can, if you will allow it to help you look at it from someone else's vantage point. Someone else is listening to you and kind of helping you hear one another. So I was able to hear him say, the places that I normally go to for sanity even, they're closed. And I am struggling. And so that's how it helped me. How did it help you, honey?
I think that it helped me just being able to have someone outside of your spouse to be able to vent to. Sometimes in relationships, you expect for your spouse to be, or that significant other to be your all and all. And they're not created to be your all and all.
Right.
You're supposed to have a best friend, somebody, some homies. Like, you're supposed to have a community and different friends for different things.
Right.
Right?
It's a lot of burden to place on one person, too, for
It's a lot of
everything that's going on.
Exactly. And so that's why the loneliness is so difficult, because she's not doing anything wrong. It is the emptiness that I feel from how I felt as a child. Like, I literally, to this very day, I'm talking about, I'm in therapy. I was in therapy. I had a session 48 hours ago, but Zoom. Like, I am struggling with the changes in life more in ways that I never was prepared for.
Right.
And it came quick. And so in therapy, I started to even learn how he was talking about, when you talk about divorce and all of these things, it's the pandemic shifted us. It really did something to our psyche in ways that I think there will be for the next couple of generations talking about.
All right, Kirk Franklin is here. Tammy Franklin is here. It's nice to have them together. I've been with Kirk Franklin on many different interviews, but now his wife is here, and we really like her. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. When we come back, we have more.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the Mac. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here. We are talking to Kirk Franklin and Tammy Franklin. Jasmine, you have a question?
I want to ask you two, since you're both Christians, on the show, they kind of lived together at some point. Like, you know, so did you two live together? If you had to do it over again, would you? And how did you all feel about adding that element to the show?
No, we didn't live together.
Okay.
You know, and then remember, we came up in a culture where what is normal now, 25 years ago, it wasn't part of the social construct.
Yeah. Would it have been helpful? Or it's apparently worked out anyway.
I don't know that we would have gotten married.
Yeah, I don't think we would.
How did you feel about that element being?
Why do you say that? I want to know why. Why would that have been?
Go ahead.
For me personally, it's something about the choice that I made, and then the lens of which I view it in is from my Christian viewpoint. So to me, not only did I make a choice, I made a covenant between my husband and God. And so it helps my decision in terms of, or my viewpoint in terms of, how do I view conflict? How do I resolve it? I really take my vow seriously when I say for better or for worse. So it's like, this may be really, really hard, and I want to give up, and I'm not feeling you right now. Like, as Christians, we still have those same feelings towards each other. I mean, there have been times where I'm like, I'm just not feeling you. But my faith and my compass makes me go back to, okay, but I'm going to work through. This is how I feel. That's where I go back to love as a choice. I'm going to choose to remember in this moment when I'm not feeling it that I do love you. And so I'm going to push to work out of this moment. But I think had we lived together, it would have given me an out real quick.
Right. They do say people who live together before they get married, there's a higher rate of divorce because there's this feeling that I can leave when it doesn't work.
Yes. Now, have I thought at times, and I'm sure has he thought at times, probably more so me. I've thought it more. Oh no. Yeah, I've thought that's real life. That's real honest, and I'm hoping that people of faith have real honest conversations. We need to. People need to hear. There are times, yes, that in 27 years, do y'all think I've been like, oh, I just love him because we love Jesus. We don't have any problem. No,
I like that voice.
I just love him. And that's the voice too. Jesus. You know, it's real deep. Jesus. No, I'm like, listen. I'm not feeling you right now. Right. And there, you know, and you got to go over there for a minute. I'm gonna go over here for a minute. And I mean, that's real. Yeah.
We're talking to Kirk Franklin and Tammy Franklin about their show, The One. I know you guys have a lot going on, but Tammy, I have one more question for you since you're here. We haven't had a chance to talk to you. With Kirk, like, I know publicly he's gone through a lot of different things throughout the years of being as famous as he is and being in the spotlight like he is. How do you support him at home? Because I know some of those were difficult times and trying times when everybody on social media is talking about him, coming to him. Like when you did the mixtape, you know, having to deal with issues with your son, family things that became public because you are very open and transparent about things. But how was that for you at home and you having to deal with like that type of heaviness?
That specifically, or just
in general? Because there's been other things that have happened and things that he's been really open and honest about, and then, you know, you kind of thinking, well, what does Tammy think about all this?
You know, I think that the thing as a wife and also a mother, and also, you know, although our children are adults now, there's still this mama bear in me that I want to be able to make sure that everybody's okay and that he's okay. And then it's hard. It's difficult to watch him go through really hard and difficult things, especially because I know what is actually going on. And that's the hard thing about, especially living in a social media world right now, that you only get snippets. And that was only a snippet.
Yeah.
And you only get that piece. But I know what he's going through privately. I know the work that he's doing. Also, too, I know how it's affecting our kids. And so for me, quite frankly, I think of them first, but I'm realizing that I also have to think about myself, because my feelings quite often are delayed. And all of a sudden I'm like, okay, what is this that I'm feeling? I'm like, okay, I've got to make sure I'm filling my cup and I'm taking care of myself, because my natural go-to is, how's he doing?
Everybody else.
How's he doing? I think that's how we respond as women in general.
No, I feel that. So you got to take care of the whole family, and then now I could have a moment to myself and deal with my feels.
Absolutely. What they say when you're on an airplane, you
take care of your own mask first,
and then And sometimes I don't necessarily have the time to do that, but I'm learning to do it better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I like it. I like seeing the two of you together on the one. So
Thank you.
actually premieres on the 18th.
Yes, May 18th, 9 p.m., 8 Central on TV1.
Well, we're happy to have both of you, and
I'm very proud of you. Just watching you, where you've come from, your story, what you've endured, and just how you continue to speak for your community, for women, and this entrepreneurship that is just seemed to be innately instinctive in you. And now watching you in here, and it's so girly. It's just so
I love it.
You know,
it smells good and everything.
Yeah. And you do it with excellence. Like, you do everything with excellence, from the coffee shop to...
Oh, that's right. Kirk came to the coffee shop.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and
to
I
just
did your
all
podcast, and I put him on FaceTime with Plies.
Finally. Yeah. So just extremely proud of you, and just for how you continue to represent your generation and your generation of women. So it's super dope.
Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you both up here.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, that was Kirk Franklin and Tammy Franklin. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We can't wait for season 2 of The One, and for Jasmine to be on the show. And when we come back, we have Ask Ye. If you have any questions, you need some advice, call us up. We are here to help. 800-292-5150.
Here I go. Hey, everybody, whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts. So you should know. This is Ask Ye.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here. You ready to give some advice?
I am.
All right. 800-292-5150 is the number. Hey, Robert.
Hey, what's going on? You good?
What's up? It's me and Jasmine. How are you?
Hello.
I'm good. What's up with y'all? Y'all all right?
Yeah. What's your question for Ask Ye?
Okay. It's my birthday. Today my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I took a trip, and my wife was kind of, she didn't want me to go.
Okay.
But I feel like, like due to like insecurities and all that, type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I went anyway, you know what I'm saying? I did. I went on the trip, and I enjoyed myself. It was good, you know what I'm saying? I ain't do too much. I chilled, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't really do nothing at all. We went to Mexico. We went to Tulum.
Okay, Tulum.
Yeah, once in a lifetime, you don't get too many opportunities to do stuff like this, and I'm just blessed to be here, so I really wanted to enjoy myself. But long story short, I felt like it was, the reason she didn't want me to go was like through the insecurities and all that type of stuff like that,
Does she have reason to be insecure?
No, no. I worked. Early on, I made some mistakes.
Okay.
Here we go.
Bad.
It's coming out.
What type of, when you say you made some mistakes, what does that mean?
Like, I cheated on her, and I had twin daughters.
Ooh. Okay. That's tough.
You know what I'm saying? But that was a long time ago, We done got married since then. All that, and I didn't change, I done did a complete 360.
180.
I don't run with a lot of people.
The ecstasy with me.
I used to mess with a whole lot of people, and I just really distanced myself from a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So what happened?
She tripped out. She tweaked out. Like, in the 4 days I was gone, like, she filed some divorce papers.
Wow.
All kind of nonsense.
Yikes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she done took it there on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
So now what?
I don't even know. Like,
What was happening before you took this trip, though? That she's tripping out, that, like, were things very smooth?
No, everything cool. Like I say, I work. You know what I'm saying? I go to work. I take
No, but I'm saying, were you having issues at home? I'm not asking were you smooth. Were the two of you in your relationship?
No, it wasn't no issues at home and all that. You know what I'm saying? I've taken, trips in the past.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I took some trips in the past and all that, and that probably got under her skin and all that.
Ooh.
You know, this one right here though was just about, like, we got a lot of kids, and I just needed to get away, you know what I'm saying, for a little while, and I was just really trying to assure, that that's all it was. Like, you ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm coming home to you, you know what I'm saying?
It kind of feels like, I'm going to be honest with you, right? If you knew she had a problem with it and you went anyway, you kind of picked a side, and it was not her side. And sometimes it's not necessarily... Clearly, she has some insecurities. You have twins, right? She still married you anyway. And you, like you said, you used to mess with a lot of different women. So clearly she has some PTSD. Let's call it what it is.
Right.
From previous situations. And she told you how she felt about something, but you still went ahead and did it anyway.
Yeah, I did.
So looking at it from her point of view, I could see, like, how come she couldn't come with you?
We have 5 kids at the house.
Okay.
And it's tough to really get somebody that'll come through and hold the fort down the way it needs to be held down.
Does she get to go away with her friends too, and you stay home with the kids?
Nah, I bought her passport. I got her passport, and I told her, you know what I'm saying, plane trip or something like that, whatever the case may be, like, go somewhere, like, for sure. I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying? She ain't never did it,
So you did it.
Yeah, you did. You know what I'm saying?
No, don't try to get me to agree. But my whole thing is that she told you it bothered her, and instead of trying to resolve that or figure out a way for her to feel better and okay about it, you just went.
No, I did try to figure out a way. I told her, you're good. Like, you have nothing to worry about. Like, just chill. Like, I ain't on that. I'm going for the experience. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because it doesn't sound like a compromise. It sounds like you just did what you wanted to do.
I mean, in a sense, I did, but I feel like the compromise should have came. It should come on both sides with her planning the trip. Like, that's the compromise. Plan your own trip, go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I told you to do this. I got you your passport.
Okay.
Go. Like, I'll stay behind with the kids. You want to go turn up? You want to go have a good time? Go ahead. Like, do that. I want that for you.
Do you think that she's serious about a divorce?
I mean...
Or do you think that she's just mad right now?
She mad for sure, but it's like maybe her 3rd time running down there to them courts.
Oh my gosh! It sounds like y'all got a very damaged relationship that you really need to repair, because it seems like her being mad about this trip, that's not the only reason that she's mad. There's a lot more things happening here.
Right.
Like I say, the one major thing with my twin daughters, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's an everyday for life major thing.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
But this happened, like, my daughters are 11 years old.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
yeah,
and she's around my daughters. My daughters call her mom. You know what I'm saying?
So you work
when
through
they come
that.
around. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And like I say, and that came with my whole transition to just becoming a different person. Like I told y'all.
But she went through a lot before that transition happened.
Yeah, and then that happened also. No excuse, but that happened. When that happened, that was within like our first year of our relationship.
Oof,
okay. So,
and it has affected the relationship. It sounds like you guys really need to make sure you mend your relationship in so many different ways. And you might need to get some professional help in order to make that happen, so that when a situation like this arises, it's not this blow up tantrum that happens where I feel like I gotta leave you, because it's extreme.
Yeah.
And instead of trying to handle it when something like this happens, you got to start handling it when you're not angry at each other too. It has to be a constant process.
Yeah, you're right.
And show her how committed you are, and you should be the one to take those steps to initiate you guys getting some real counseling.
Okay, I did.
Okay. Happy birthday.
Good luck. Happy birthday.
In that case.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
All right, you too. All right, well, that was your Ask Yee, 800-292-5150. That's not an overnight fix.
At all.
He's got a lot of work to do. Mm-hmm. But when we come back, we have Last Word. That's where you guys get to chime in and say what's on your mind. 800-292-5150. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the Last Word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
It's been a good Tuesday, Angela.
Yes, it has. Mm-hmm. And thank you to Kirk Franklin and Tammy Franklin for coming through. Also, we had our Gurus of the Gram topic that everybody was calling to weigh in on. People were texting me about that one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was how good that one was. We were discussing how you can love somebody, but know that they're not the right person for you and have to leave them. It might feel like it's hypocritical, but it is what it is.
Right.
Also, shout out to Radio Inc. I'm on the cover.
Yay!
Most influential women in radio issue. And now it's time for you guys to have the last word. 800-292-5150.
Yeah, I want to shine a light on my baby girls. This is D out the 314, St. Louis, baby. Shine a light on my kids because they do good in school and they always get good reports. They teachers always tell them that they're doing good in school, getting good grades, and they also help the other kids if they don't understand. So
I can't even believe I got the number right. Oh my God, and I actually got through. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I just want to say, I'm trying to get ready. I got moose in my hand. But anyway, yeah, you can love somebody. You love them to death. I have 23 years of marriage. 23 years of marriage. That's my husband. We going through a divorce. I was in love with him, but we both it up. But he it up more because he's the man. But anyway, that's a whole another story. I will always love that mother. So death do us part. But he ain't never going to get my mother bed again. I promise you that.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.